Hey YouTube, Bill here. Finally going to do a follow-up video to the Clampzilla. In the process of making a cutting board right now. This isn't going to be a perfect or a great example, honestly, because like an idiot, I did not run all of my boards through a thickness planer to get them all the same thickness before glue up. So I'm going to kind of suffer the consequences of that later after the glue up. I will definitely do a follow-up video with just some probably some 1x4s from the big box store that are all the same thickness to give a better example, but this will at least kind of give you an idea of how well it works when your panels, or not panels, but your boards are not all the same thickness. So what I have done is, because these boards are kind of, they're not perfectly straight, as I've taken the long ways and I've put the cup facing up. So, you know, the board is kind of bowed like this a little bit. And I did that so that way I can get the bottoms of the boards to touch the bottom of, you know, the clamps here, and at least try to get one side of it for the most part lined up. That way I'm having to do less leveling on it later. Excuse me. So one thing I will tell you right off the bat is, you know, I was doing a test fit the other night and was clamping it up and everything, and I wasn't paying attention and didn't even think about it, but on these clamps here, see that little Allen head? Mine were loose, and I had not used these clamps before. And since they were loose and I didn't pay attention, whenever I clamped up the boards, this is what it did. It left, focus here, left an impression on the piece of wood that was on the outside that I was clamping up. Pretty upset about that because this was originally the piece that was going to be in this board. Now what I got to do is I got to trim this piece on the outside up to match, you know, this one here later on. But so, you know, just make sure if you were to order these later on whenever they become available again, to make sure that those are tightened down all the way so you're not left with that imprint like I was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these boards and I'm going to move them over to this side of the clamps, and then whenever I go to clamp it up, all I'll do is take this side, and it's basically going to, hang on, I apologize, let me put my phone up on the tripod here so I'm not shaking all over the place. Okay. So basically, just going to take this part of the clamp, it's going to go right over the top like this. Okay. Take these little pins, swing the arms back over, line it up, and pop that pin through. And then all I got to do from here, you know, once I'm ready, is just tighten this up, and it's going to put that pressure, you know, on the boards to glue them up. So I'll come back to this after I put the glue in, get them all glued up, but I'm going to lay them down, lay the boards over here on this side of the clamps. That way I can apply the glue and get it ready. That's the downfall to these, is you can't just, you know, move these back to apply the glue and then bring them back together and clamp it up like you could with other clamps. So, you know, maybe a little bit more time consuming on that part, but hopefully it'll save you a ton of time from having to get them straight and lined up later, because they're already, you know, straight and perfectly flat for the most part. So I'm gonna cut the video off here and come back to it after it's been, you know, the glue's been applied, and we'll see what we have from there. Well, my video doesn't want to stop, I apologize.